Welcome back to another episode of Good Evening from Korea with me, your host, Overlord Pop-Tart, a man who is, for some reason, all of a sudden concerned about the shape of his nose. Good evening from Korea. To get it out of the way, today I woke up, played video games, shopped, cleaned, had two people come into my room because they wanted to check out my couch and my carpet, both of which I am selling. Then I started recording. That's out of the way. Nothing important, nothing special, whatever. It was pretty good weather, I will say that. I'll note that it was a very, very sunny day. Very nice. But yesterday, the trip to Seoul. It all started at 6 a.m. Had my alarm go off, logged myself out of bed, threw myself in the shower, took about 40 minutes in there because I was just like having the water come down on me with just no thoughts, head empty. And after finally putting some thoughts into my head, that thought being I have 20 minutes left, I got out of the shower and I got myself dressed, got what I needed, and headed out the door to go to the dentist's office because in order to leave, I need to be green on something called MedPros. Now there's 3 states you can be. You can be red, amber, green. You need to be green to be deployable. If you go to a new duty station, you need to be deployable when you get there. And for some reason, if you don't have a dude look at your teeth and go, yeah, you got a cavity, or yeah, you don't got a cavity, you can't be deployed into war. So I had to schedule myself an appointment. Now that was fine. I'd already scheduled myself an appointment. As I've discussed on previous episodes, I got one for 9 o'clock on next Wednesday. We rolled up, asked for a slip proving that I had an appointment at that time. I should note I was with my sergeant. He was coming back to kind of guide me through it because he desperately needed me to get that stuff done. Not because I'm slacking, but because he can help and make it faster. It's a difficult process. We went in there, we asked for it, and there was no appointment made for me. But the guy behind the counter says, you know what? We got an opening at 9 o'clock. Today. I had to leave for Seoul at 9:45. I was like, I got maybe half an hour at 9 o'clock. And he said, yeah, no, it'll be no sweat. So we scheduled it for that day. Risky decision. We got out of there at about 7:20. Real quick, in and out. We got to the office because I needed to print out the scanned version of the dental slip I had just gotten from making that appointment and a levy brief certificate, which just means I've gone through a slideshow and I understand all of the processes of out-processing, which I did, and I don't. Anyway, I had to give him both of those. That took a little bit longer than expected, but I got out of the office, 8:15, rolled to the TMP offices because I also had to put it in for maintenance. I'd never done that before. Luckily, when it comes to doing new things that I've never done before with the TMP, the Koreans that work in the office over there, because it's exclusively Koreans, it's like a Korean version of the DMV, not the DMZ. There is a Korean version of the DMZ, that's really the only one, but the Korean version of the DMV, not the DMZ, the DMV. Went there, they were super helpful, they guided me through it, I got out of there, 8:35, rockin'. Called a taxi. Hey, I need a pickup from building 7010, the TMP offices. And they were like, cool, we got you. We'll send a taxi around. I watch a taxi go by. I'm like, cool, that must be me. And then another one goes by, and I'm like, okay, cool, that must be me. And then another one goes by, I'm like, maybe that's me. Long story short, about 20 taxis passed me before I got a text message saying,
our taxis are full. Please contact us again at a later time.
I'm in danger. I very quickly called my sergeant, who was still at the office, thank goodness, and had him come pick me up in his truck, his personal vehicle, and drop me off at the dental office at like 8:55. You're supposed to be 10 minutes early. I run in there, I'm like, hi, I'm here to check into my appointment at 9 o'clock. And the sergeant behind the desk is like, literally is like, okay, go sit down. It's like, that's it? He's like, yeah, thanks for being here. All right. Yes, Sergeant, and I shuffle my dumb butt over there, and I sit down, and I wait, 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 and it gets to 9 o'clock. Then I wait until 9:05, and I'm getting worried. I'm like, oh. And then it gets to 9:10, and I'm like, oh no. But at 9:11, weirdly enough, the doctor comes out, and he's like, hey, Newton. I'm like, you got it. That's me. I'm your man. We go back. I snap on that thing, because I know what I'm doing. We get back. I sit back in the lobby. About a minute passes. Guy goes, as I said in the last video, Rice Newton. Wow, that was the most incorrectly anyone has ever said my name. Here, we go back. He pokes me a couple times, says I need to floss and get my wisdom teeth removed. I'm out of there in 5 minutes. We get to the gate. I sit down at the gate. I'm like 10 minutes early. I'm like, awesome. All right, the person I'm meeting here should be here any minute. There's a pattern forming here as I wait for 10 minutes. 10 minutes past the time we were supposed to leave. And she texts me and she's like, hey, where are you? I'm like, I'm sitting at the gate. She's like, no, I'm sitting at the gate. She walked by me. I wore the brightest green shirt I own to avoid being lost in a crowd in Korea. And she walked right by me, but that's fine. She made it out like, oh, if you'd have seen me when I came up, we could have left. But she was waiting for like 20 seconds. I was waiting for 10 minutes. So whatever. I win. Point to me. We take a taxi. We get to the bus. We get to the train station. We take a train. I got videos of that. I did not like it. As I said before, turbulence on a plane? Fine. Maybe 5 times to 10 times a flight. Turbulence on a train is the train ride. It's all turbulence. There is no smooth in a train, at least not in Korea where the tracks are 50 years old and covered in gravel. But we get to our destination just fine, all safe. We do a little bit of walking away from the actual train station up to this spot on top of a hill. We take a cable car up to the top of a mountain. Got a cool video of that as well. We get up to the top. We look out of Seoul Tower. Seoul Tower's big. There's an entire landing area before Seoul Tower. I'll put up some shots of that in a little order here. There's an entire landing area, and it's covered in locks of loved ones, like people, like couples. That's what it is. Jeez, it's been a while. And as it has been a while, one in particular stuck out to both me and my guide for the day, and it was this one. And I don't know who you are, but you are my favorite. We got up to the base of it, we took it all the way up, and we look over Korea, and it's so much more than I could have imagined. There's so much of Seoul, and I could only see pieces of it from where we were. Terrifying. I get lightheaded in cities. I think in particular it's the chaos. There's more going on. My brain can't process it. When there's a little bit going on, that's fine. That's fine. And if things get a little bit complicated, that's fine. I'll just do a little bit of extra work, a little bit of alternation. Maybe I'll set up the situation to be a little bit easier for me. When there's that going on, Korea obviously has a sense of humor about this, and these are the bathrooms. Behold, the least private restroom in the world. Why? Why do you? You know what? We'll gloss over that. I bought some candies for my mom. She's gonna be excited about those ones. I'm not gonna tell you, but here's a hint. You talk about them all the time. Bought some candies for my mom, and we enjoyed the view. I tried to get a smashed penny for my mother as well because we used to collect those. All the machines were broken. I think they didn't have any pennies in them because it's Korea, and why would they have an American penny to deposit? That doesn't make sense. So I tried. We took a ride back down. I got this really cool shot, and those cable cars were fine. They were really stuffed. Which was just a thing in Korea. They just stuff people together like that. But the view, amazing. Amazing. So cool. We got down to the bottom. We walked down to this awesome place. And I got this really, really good shot of my coworker trying out the waffle that she had brought me to the place to try. I really, really like this shot. It's so good. So good. Her boyfriend said it made her look like she was advertising for the waffle. And I will take that. As a videographer, taking a photo on my phone that somebody's like, that looks like a professional advertisement. I'll take it. And then I took this picture of me because I am not photogenic for some reason. But yeah, needless to say, I didn't like that photo as much. But the waffle was amazing. And we had some conversations about work. And we then went on a subway, which was packed. Like, packed. Literally shoulder to shoulder. Side to side. Like, I was holding my bags above my head when we walked out to make room to squeeze through people. I am not Korea sized. All right. All openings in Korea are 6 foot. I'm 6'1". So every single one is latte world or Loda world. What's this? We got to that and we took these pictures. Anyway, we took that picture. We wanted to go in, but it was like $70 or something like that to go in. So no. And it seemed like the patrons of this fine establishment were mostly under the age of 5. So we skipped on it, walked around, tried to shop for a backpack, didn't find any because I kind of want a new backpack because my other one's getting old and it's really beat up. The only ones they had were like hiking mountaineering packs or those ones that are this big that 16-year-old girls wear everywhere and think is the second most fashionable thing behind black overalls. So that was unsuccessful. And at this point in time, we were both pretty exhausted from walking around. We covered like 5 or 8 miles or something like that just in walking around. And we were standing for a lot of the day because most of the places were packed. Like I said, there's no place to sit down. So we both headed back. I got dinner at a Annie's something pretzel house. This one. I'll find it. They got my order wrong. I'm still frustrated. I said that in the last one. Yes, I'm still frustrated. After that, we took the train back. There was no seats, so I stood for the hour and 10-minute long train ride. Again, a train ride is turbulence, which is really annoying when you're standing for an hour and 10 minutes. And the train's going like this the whole time. Hi, editing me 5 hours later. This is a lie. That was actually super fun. I ended up just standing in the middle of it and going like, screw it, and pretending to surf on the train. It wasn't so much not enjoyable as it was painful and probably dangerous, just to be clear. We finally got back, and at this train station that we took, there was a machine. I'm going to send you a clip now of probably my favorite part of the entire trip. No, stand here. So you are this tall to me, which is short. The camera is here. The defense mechanism to stop people from stealing stuff if I stand up is like at my mouth. Look.
Oh my gosh.
So I could just steal stuff from this at any time. Jim Carrey storage. Find Jim Carrey. Why? It's supposed to say find baggage. It's a locker system. We checked on the other machines. They all said Jim Carrey. So, Jim Carrey, just be aware, Korea is looking for you, and you're apparently believed to be in a locker somewhere. So, best of luck to you if you are, but if you aren't, you might want to let him know. Anyway, yeah, it was a fantastic trip. Like I said, we took the train back, we hopped on a taxi, got our ride home. In the midst of all of that, I got to try a burger from that latte place. Latte. I got to try a burger. It was a bulgogi burger, which is a kind of meat, apparently. I also had a cheese ball. I don't know if I have footage of me actually eating it. I think I do. I'll play it up. So, latte bulgogi burger. There's a barrier.
There's a barrier? Oh.
It's a wall. They've barricaded my food. It's like a halo. There's a lot of lettuce on this. There's a lot on this.
You eat your stuff upside down? Interesting.
That's really, really good. I almost am completely okay with the lettuce being there. The meat is super soft, and it's weirdly almost sweet. bulgogi. It's like a melted mozzarella cheese stick, but like string cheese in a churro.
But it's good, right?
I don't want to not eat it, but I don't know why it's good.
But it's good.
I'm not going to give you that, but I'll eat it. But yeah, the video's getting super long, so I got to get out of here before this thing's like a 2 gigabyte upload. And it's 7:30, so I'll have time to actually do it upright. Fingers crossed. But yeah, that was my adventure in Seoul. After I got back, I just died for like 5 hours, just laid on my bed. That's why yesterday was an on the phone video, because I just couldn't handle it. And why today was a huge cleaning of everything. But tomorrow, I've got at least 2 friends lined up for a recording session of Grand Theft Auto. So I'm going to record 2 or 3 hours with them in the morning. Going to edit that sucker up. You're going to get 2 videos tomorrow. One is going to be a highlights of one of my favorite games to play. So look forward to that. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Whatever time it is, wherever you are in this world, wherever you're out there exploring to on this day, whether it be good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night in your travels through time and space, I just hope it's good. I really do, because there's some great stuff out there in this world. And I'm glad I got to go see it. You win, Mom. You win. It was cool. Still not doing it when I get to Texas. Well, I will be, but I'll be in a car. I'm not walking all that stuff again. All right. Let's see. Let's throw up a song recommendation just before I get out of here. Also, the Merriam-Webster word of the day is paradox. Thanks, Merriam-Webster. I don't know why you sent me that at this moment, but thanks. Anyway, this has been Overlord Pop-Tart. Please do stay frosty. Oh my goodness, a 20-minute video. Stay frosty. Ah, bye, bye, bye. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Get me out. Oh no, I gotta edit it, so it's gonna be longer. Bye. Hey, what the bird doing? What the bug doing? Hey, yo. What the bird doing? What the cat doing?